Finally, it is game day again in the NFL, and the excitement is palpable. Tonight, the Dallas Cowboys are hitting the road to face the Philadelphia Eagles in the opening matchup of the 2025 season. This is not just any game. It is the kind of rivalry that carries weight not only in the standings, but in pride, history, and momentum for the weeks to come. The Eagles come in as favorites, with an 8.5-point edge, but anyone familiar with the NFL knows that numbers and odds never tell the whole story. The Cowboys have a way of turning skeptics into believers, especially when Dak Prescott is leading the charge, and tonight will be no exception. In terms of health, both squads are entering this contest in remarkably good shape, which always makes for a more exciting matchup. Dallas is fortunate to have almost every key player available. Trayvon Diggs is cleared to play, bringing his exceptional ball-hawking skills back into the secondary. Tyler Ton and Brevin Spann are also active, meaning the offensive line and defensive front retain the kind of depth that can make or break a game on the road. Perion Winfrey has been ruled out due to stiffness in his back, but given his position as a second or third-string defensive tackle, the Cowboys' defensive rotation remains strong enough to handle Philadelphia's high-powered offense. For the Eagles, the health report is equally reassuring. Andrew Makuba and Landon Dickerson have no designations, ensuring that the core of their line remains intact. Backup quarterback Tanner McKee is out with a thumb injury, which is largely irrelevant to the main event tonight. Jalen Carter and Josh Uche are active, rounding out a roster that is ready to compete at the highest level from the first snap. One of the most intriguing matchups of this opening week will be Dak Prescott against the defensive schemes of Vic Fangio, with an additional layer of complexity thanks to Brian Schottenheimer running the Cowboys offense. Prescott has a storied record in the NFC East, boasting 33 wins against 8 losses over his career, and he has maintained a strong performance against Philadelphia specifically, with 9 wins and 4 losses. This historical edge, however, does not guarantee a smooth night. The Eagles have spent time refining their defensive strategy, particularly in how they deploy their zone coverages. Cover 4 and Cover 6 schemes have given Prescott trouble in past encounters, and his ability to adapt to the high-shell setups will be critical. In his career against Fangio-led defenses, Prescott has averaged only 7.7 yards per attempt, with completion rates slightly below expectations. While the touchdown-to-turnover ratio remains respectable, the challenges posed by the precise, disciplined coverage schemes could slow down the Cowboys' rhythm if adjustments are not made quickly. The Cowboys have also struggled at times to start games strongly, which is another element worth watching tonight. Philadelphia, under Nick Sirianni, has excelled in season openers, winning all 4 of their previous first-week contests during his tenure. The Eagles come out aggressive and prepared, often starting with high energy and sharp execution. Dallas, on the other hand, has had a mixed record in Week 1 games, sometimes winning comfortably against weaker teams like the Browns or Giants, while falling short against stronger opponents such as the Buccaneers or Rams. Historically, penalties and slow starts have cost the Cowboys, and avoiding those early game pitfalls will be crucial if they hope to keep pace with the Eagles' opening intensity. Another matchup that could define this game is the battle along the line of scrimmage. Jalen Carter represents one of Philadelphia's most disruptive forces on the defensive front. His ability to collapse the pocket, disrupt running lanes, and pressure the quarterback makes him a focal point for the Cowboys' offensive planning. Tyler Booker, a first-round pick, will be tasked with holding his ground against Carter, and the dynamic between these two players could set the tone for how effectively Dallas can establish both its run and pass games. The Cowboys will need to employ clever schemes, possibly sliding additional blockers or designing plays that isolate Carter to mitigate his impact without sacrificing other aspects of the offense. The opening drives could hinge on this matchup, determining whether Prescott has time to execute his reads and whether the running game can consistently gain traction. Trayvon Diggs' return to the Cowboys secondary is another critical factor in tonight's matchup. Philadelphia boasts one of the league's most formidable receiving corps, led by A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. These two are among the top 5 duos in football, and their ability to stretch the field both vertically and horizontally presents a constant challenge for Dallas defensive backs. In addition to Brown and Smith, Philadelphia has serviceable depth with players like Jan Dodson and John Nettie, meaning the Cowboys' secondary must communicate flawlessly and adjust quickly to different formations and route combinations. The nickel package, in particular, will be tested frequently, and Diggs' presence is vital in covering intermediate routes, helping the linebackers and providing that ball-hawking threat that can change momentum with a single play. The Cowboys' receiving core, in turn, has opportunities to exploit certain matchups. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens are the clear top options, but KaVontae Turpin could become a key factor, particularly in the slot. The Eagles' defensive scheme will likely require adjustments to account for Turpin's speed and route-running ability, which could create favorable one-on-one matchups elsewhere. The Cowboys may opt to place Lamb on the outside while Turpin occupies the slot, attempting to stretch the Eagles' defensive coverage and test the capabilities of players like Cooper Dean in nickel situations. This strategy could create openings for Lamb and Pickens on the outside, allowing Prescott to take advantage of mismatches against Philadelphia's secondary. The aerial battle promises to be dynamic, with both teams possessing receivers capable of producing explosive plays. Every decision in alignment and coverage recognition could have a direct impact on the scoreboard, making the passing game a critical component for Dallas if they intend to stay competitive. From a strategic standpoint, the linebacking core and defensive tackles for both teams will also play a crucial role. Kenneth Murray, a newcomer to the Cowboys via trade, has yet to make a full season impact, but his presence on the field could influence how Philadelphia approaches its run game. Murray's ability to stay clean in pass protection and react quickly in coverage assignments will be tested immediately. On the Eagles' side, run-stopping effort from players like Kenny Clark, acquired in the offseason, are designed to fortify the interior defensive front. Clark brings experience and physicality to the line, which could help the Cowboys' offensive line test their limits in run-blocking schemes and play-action setups. The chess match in the trenches often sets the tone for how effectively both teams can execute their game plans, and tonight's contest promises a high-stakes battle in that critical phase of play. The Cowboys' running game is another element that could determine the outcome. Javonte Williams, expected to carry the bulk of the workload, will need to navigate a disciplined Eagles front. If the Cowboys intend to establish the run against a top-tier defense, Williams' ability to pick up blocks, execute third-down plays, and contribute in pass protection will be essential. The offensive line, in combination with running back performance, must create sufficient space and maintain the tempo necessary for sustained drives. This aspect is especially important given the potential pressure Dak Prescott could face from Carter, Uche, and other disruptive defenders throughout the game. Successful run blocking and ball control may help keep Philadelphia's offense off the field, giving Dallas a fighting chance to stay within striking distance as the game progresses. Perhaps the most unpredictable factor tonight is the leadership and decision-making of head coach Brian Schottenheimer. This marks his first season calling plays and managing in-game decisions as the primary offensive strategist for the Cowboys. While the preseason offered only vanilla looks at the offense, tonight represents the first real glimpse of how Schottenheimer adapts under pressure. The coordination between him and Dak Prescott, the tempo of play calls, and the ability to adjust to defensive disguises will all contribute to how effectively Dallas executes its game plan. Questions about slow starts, risk management, and real-time adjustments will dominate discussions as the game unfolds, and fans will be watching closely to see if Schottenheimer's strategies translate into immediate results or if growing pains emerge in his debut. Every aspect of this game, from offensive line matchups to secondary coverage, running back execution, and quarterback decision-making, will be magnified because it is the season opener. Both teams have roster depth, coaching acumen, and elite talent capable of swinging momentum with a single big play. The narrative tonight extends beyond simple wins and losses. It is about establishing identity, gauging the effectiveness of schemes, and determining whether early season expectations hold up under real game pressure. Fans, analysts, and players alike understand that the first week can set the tone for the months ahead, and tonight's clash between the Cowboys and Eagles promises to deliver exactly that intensity, drama, and unpredictability that defines the NFL. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Whispers have been swirling around the NFL ever since news broke that Tyreek Hill, one of the most electrifying wide receivers in modern football, might be heading to Dallas, and now the rumor mill has reached a fever pitch as insiders hint that Hill has officially signed with the Cowboys in what is being described as the biggest acquisition in franchise history. Sources close to the team suggest that the deal represents not just a strategic signing, but a seismic shift in how the Cowboys are positioning themselves for the future, blending a hunger for immediate success with a recognition of Hill's unparalleled talent and ability to change the trajectory of games single-handedly. The buzz is that the Cowboys front office went all out to secure Hill, negotiating what could be a record-breaking contract that rivals some of the most expensive and high-profile acquisitions in NFL history. Speculation suggests that this signing is designed to send a message to the entire league. Dallas is serious about contending at the highest level, and they are willing to invest heavily in the explosive playmakers who can guarantee dynamic moments on the field. Sources hint that the locker room is buzzing with anticipation, as teammates reportedly view Hill as a game-changer, someone whose speed, agility, and instincts redefine what a wide receiver can accomplish. Analysts are already drawing comparisons to other monumental acquisitions in the NFL, arguing that Hill's arrival could catalyze a dynasty if handled correctly. The murmurs extend beyond the field, with social media exploding in response to cryptic posts from team insiders, fueling speculation and creating a palpable energy around the Cowboys' future. Fans are reportedly ecstatic, with season tickets seeing a spike in demand as the possibility of witnessing Hill in Cowboys silver and blue becomes more tangible. In a league where momentum often translates into performance, the hype surrounding Hill's signing seems almost as significant as his potential contributions on game day, suggesting a season of drama, excitement, and a reinvigorated sense of purpose for Dallas. Rumors circulating in Dallas have intensified, claiming that Tyreek Hill's signing is poised to redefine the identity of the Cowboys' offensive scheme, emphasizing speed, vertical threats, and explosive plays that could overwhelm opposing defenses. According to chatter in insider circles, coaches are reportedly adjusting game plans even before Hill steps onto the practice field, considering the unprecedented ways in which his presence could open up the entire offensive roster. The speculation suggests that quarterbacks, offensive coordinators, and even special teams personnel are envisioning new strategies to exploit Hill's unique skill set, with some insiders claiming that his arrival could allow for a level of creativity that Dallas has never experienced. Analysts and commentators are reportedly debating how Hill's presence could shift the balance of power within the NFC, with rival teams allegedly scrambling to adjust their defensive schemes to counteract his game-breaking speed. Meanwhile, whispers indicate that the Cowboys' marketing and PR teams are already capitalizing on the acquisition, teasing fans with subtle hints of Hill-related merchandise, potential promotions, and high-energy campaigns that feed into the narrative of Dallas transformation. Social media chatter suggests that even casual fans are suddenly invested in team dynamics, speculating on how Hill will mesh with established stars, how the offensive line will support the new strategy, and how defensive coordinators will respond to this new level of threat. Rumors hint at late-night strategy sessions, with coaches reportedly brainstorming ways to integrate Hill into every facet of the offense, from deep vertical routes to gadget plays that leverage his agility and vision. Off the field, the buzz hints at community excitement, with Dallas fanbase reportedly already treating Hill as a central figure in the city's sporting identity. Analysts are hinting that if the rumors prove accurate, this signing could mark the beginning of a period in which the Cowboys dominate headlines, ticket sales, and ultimately the scoreboard in ways that few imagine possible. Inside the NFL grapevine, Speculation about Tyreek Hill's signing has sparked theories that extend far beyond football strategy, suggesting that this acquisition may influence league-wide trends in player contracts, team branding, and the pursuit of elite talent. Rumors indicate that other franchises are watching Dallas closely, analyzing how the Cowboys were able to lure such a high-profile player, potentially triggering a wave of competitive moves, contract renegotiations, and high-stakes acquisitions across the league. Whispered reports suggest that Hill's decision was influenced not only by financial incentives, but also by the Cowboys' vision for a team capable of sustained success. And insiders hint that the cultural fit was a deciding factor, with Hill reportedly intrigued by the legacy, fan passion, and ambitious trajectory of the franchise. Sources hint at behind-the-scenes negotiations, describing complex discussions involving performance incentives, leadership roles, and creative clauses designed to maximize Hill's impact both on and off the field. Analysts are speculating that this signing could also have ripple effects on rookie contracts, the valuation of star receivers, and the strategic approaches of other NFC teams attempting to compete at a similar level. Rumors suggest that Hill's presence might inspire a new generation of athletes, not only in Dallas but nationwide, drawing attention to the speed, skill, and adaptability necessary to thrive in the modern NFL. Fans are reportedly already embracing the narrative of Hill as a transformative figure, envisioning iconic plays, game-winning moments, and highlight reel catches that could define a new era in Cowboys history. Speculation in media circles suggests that if the deal is confirmed, the acquisition could eclipse previous headline-grabbing signings in terms of both impact and public fascination, with the rumor mill fueling daily debates, predictions, and expectations. The chatter extends to fantasy football leagues, broadcast discussions, and social media threads, indicating that Hill's potential move is shaping a multi-layered conversation far beyond standard football reporting. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.